Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, this is Boisterous coming to you with some goldly goodiness out of the map Condemned Ridge. Displaying down here in the bottom right hand corner we have EthanKairos as the red Protoss, and up here in the top right hand corner we have his opponent Yanoch as the blue Zerg. Anyway, just going back to this name, EthanKairos, you're not supposed to use a real name as your StarCraft 2 handle, unless this is like a book character, which I guess it could be. But even then, like, who uses the last name? I mean, that's like too specific. You need to be a bit more ambiguous. Or at least that's when you should pick a name, according to the Boisterous laws of name picking, you can actually find it. It's like a 99-page volume at your nearest bookstore. It's very important to pick something ambiguous that really describes what you want to do. For example, Boisterous as a shoutcaster makes perfect freaking sense. Like, just think about that. Nobody else has a better name than Boisterous. That's like the best name on the market, okay? It's loud, it's rambunctious, it's a little bit crazy. And that's actually what Boisterous means, and that's why I picked the name. Because I actually did pick my name around casting, in case any of you didn't know. I didn't actually name myself Boisterous. It's just that my other name kind of sucked. If you go back and you find my first thread that I posted, you can see my before name, because it's the actual, like, it says posted by my before name. But I don't want to give that away. It would ruin all the fun work you guys would have to do. Anyway, we have Yanoch going for reasonably. Is he going for like a 13 expands? No, he felt like pulling up some money before building that drone, which is, yeah, perfectly normal. Why not? But we do see him going for that 14 spawning pool. His opponent is, of course, Forge Fast Expanding, because his opponent's Protoss. And that's kind of the only thing that Protoss knows how to do right now. I know, all you people would disagree with me. It's the friggin' truth. Have you ever seen a Protoss play recently? It's like Forge Fast Expand every game. It's insane. And then the Zerg just goes for 3 base max in 12 minutes, crushes the gate, wins the game. That's how it works. It's insane. Something in the metagame needs to change. But yeah, that's kind of just how it rolls. And this probe's being very annoying, denying the expansion that is actually not coming right now, which is kind of strange. This is definitely the point in time where you would see an expansion happening. I don't know why he's actually going up to 18 drones. He should have been building an Overlord at some point there. What is he? Alright, it looks like he's going to go plant down a hatchery. Now, of course, this hatchery is completely freaking misplaced. But the probe didn't let it go down, so thank you, Mr. Probe. That hatchery would have been like a hex off. And there's the hatchery going down. So this Protoss player now just needs to like look at it and be like, no, I didn't get the probe, I didn't get the pylon off. Now, of course, the pylon wouldn't have actually done that much damage. It would have delayed it by another like 30 seconds until these Zerglings got out and knocked it down. But really, that would have just gotten EthanKairos even further ahead, because EthanKairos has... actually, no. I shouldn't say EthanKairos is playing this really well. He's just playing this how he should be playing this. Yanoch is kind of playing this kind of poorly. He should have scouted out his opponent's base, which he didn't do. He should have seen the Forge Fast Expand. And as soon as you see that Forge Fast Expand Zerg player, the wheels should start turning, and you should start going for 3 bases, because you want 3 bases as soon as possible. Now, of course, on Condemned Ridge, which is kind of a unique map with this ground, that kind of sucks against Terran players. I haven't seen it used to too much effect, but honestly, I don't know why not. It's like, it's one of those things that should be used to greater effect. Because just think about this for a second with me, alright? You could build a base here. You could build like a mini base to just funnel units into your opponent's turn. You could put like a bunker here, put tank, barracks. And it's like, well, what is he going to do about that position? He ain't going to do anything. He can't do anything. It's impossible for him to do anything about that position. He's just going to like go into attack your main base, and while he's doing that, he's losing his third. After that, you can lift off all your units, bring them back to your main base, because it's really not that far of a distance. I mean, if you look at it, it's actually kind of a short run from this position to this position. So, I mean, if you can just hold up for 45 seconds on your own, or without like those 2 tanks and whatever units you've put up there with them, you're set. It looks like these Zerglings are scouting at the 3rd base, seeing that his opponent has not yet taken hit any. But Yanoch should definitely be considering doing that, because we actually, in a very, very interesting decision, we have our Protoss player, going for +1 air weapons. So we might see an air play here. And air plays are like the only thing that can stop that, 12-minute push, except for like rogue level force field micro. Or, just 5 Immortals, because 5 Immortals kills everything that has the armored next to its name. It's not even funny. It's kind of depressing, actually. But it looks like it is going to be an airplane. There are the 2 stargates going down, so we are going to see a 2-gate airplay, which is a fairly large commitment to air. It's basically 100% commitment to air, especially if you consider the fact that he's going for these +1 air weapons. That's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. There we go. That was the voice I was going for. I finally nailed it. It's all good. We have Yanoch going for a lot of gases, finally, getting up to those getting up to a 3 gas level, which is kind of where you want to be as a Zerg player right now, because you're not at that point where you need gas yet, but you are very close. As soon as this layer finishes and you start getting that infestor pit, that's where you really are going to start needing that gas. It's just not quite yet. We do have this first Void Ray on the way. Its second buddy is just kind of supply blocked right now. Is the pylon on the way? Oh yeah, the pylon's on the way. It's about to be finished. So, that supply block is definitely annoying. It's definitely slowing down his process. However, it's not anything too major. That's not good. Is this Overlord actually going to scout it out? Oh, this Overlord. I think it might. Oh, scout out like an area like that. Yeah, it would. Actually, no. The Void Ray is just going to fly right into the Overlord because, the Void Ray just don't care. Now, of course, this is actually going to allow the Zerg player to get some sort of defense down because he does already have... What? This just like ruined my last sentence. He's building a fleet beacon. What is happening? He's building a fleet beacon? Just by the way, if you hear the occasional thunder boom, that's because there's a thunderstorm outside. Figure you guys might want to know that. I'm gonna see like mothership play, maybe carrier play. I mean, that would be awesome. It's just something that you'd never see anymore. And our Zerg player has a lot of queens. I would not expect this to do any damage at all, really, to the economy of our Zerg player because he can just send queens up. The only real thing is he going to have enough queens to deal with the pure just amount of voiders that are coming out? Because this +1 is finished, so these voiders are actually going to have quite a bit of DPS. They're up to 7 damage per 0.6 seconds, so they're like 13.2 damage per second uncharged. I'm not actually sure how much the damage output boosts. I don't know why I can't speak today, but I can't. So that's kind of just a fun fact for you guys. We have these Void Rays still swinging up again, and there's absolutely no anti-air defense except for these queens at this expansion. And this is 4 queens, but is there any transfuse? Alright, there's going to be 3 transfuses. But this is still a lot of Void Rays. This is 4 Void Rays. Just look at that queen get fried. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh, baby. Alright, well, it looks like it doesn't even tell you the DPS boost. That's definitely a damage boost. I just don't know how big the damage boost is. It's kind of annoying. Anyway, 4 queens do go down. They managed to snipe off 1 Void Ray, but that's not really the damage you need to do, because this is a lot of Void Rays still. 3 Void Rays are definitely enough to absolutely destroy your base and crush through your entire face. There are Zerglings here, but Zerglings is kind of the only defense he has, and Zerglings aren't that good of a defense versus Void Rays. He does have this line of Spore Crawlers coming up, however these Void Rays look like they're just going to be swinging into the main base and coming after this Spire, and there's absolutely no defense for this poor little Spire. This Spore Crawler is coming around, but if these Void Rays are smart, they should be able to snipe off that Spore Crawler before, because they're not smart enough. The Queen does happen to get destroyed. The Spore Crawler is going to die. It's not targeting the right Void Ray. These Spore Crawlers. Oh no, it's still not targeting the right Void Ray. Oh my god, he's done like full shield damage to every one of the Void Rays, just no actual hull damage. Ouch. And the mothership is coming. Just by the way, I figured I would point that out. But honestly, I don't think the mothership's going to be the really important part of this game. I think it's going to be 4 Void Rays, or go with 7 Void Rays now. And here come all of the Spore Crawlers, and they are all burying into the ground. If these Spore Crawlers do get down, these Void Rays do not remain any time. And all these Void Rays, okay, that Void Ray does live. Now, of course, with 7 Void Rays, or actually, whoa, excuse me, it's out to 9 Void Rays, they won't even care about these Spore Crawlers. I mean, 9 Void Rays is the point where it's like, what the fuck? What? And then, everything dies. Now, of course, these Corruptors are up, and Corruptors are kind of good units, but they're armored. And armored does actually not fare well versus a Void Ray, because the Void Ray does 11 damage per 0.6 seconds against armored units, which is kind of a ridiculous amount. It looks like he's going with the interesting choice of killing his what was that called? A cybernetic score, instead of like a forge or something, which is kind of odd. But, you know, all these corruptors are now getting fried by these Void Rays. It did do a reasonable amount of damage. They managed to kill one Void Ray, maybe two? Not one, because this is the other Void Ray. However, now that this mothership is out, that's a super awkward position, because he does not have any detection. He is, of course, building up 3 hatcheries? Oh, yeah, okay, so he's replacing that one, he's building a macro hatch, and then he's building a 4th. So, you know, as a Zerg player, you know, he's doing it right. Whenever you're behind it, just build more expansions, cross your fingers, and pray to God. That's how the stylish Zerg player does it. That's how, like, you know, if you're one of the Zerg players that just, like, pops your color every once in a while, then you cross your fingers and pray to God. It's really a beautiful play, in my book. However, I'm not sure what could help him at this stage of the game, because this is a giant Zealot Ball with Mothership and Void Ray support, and this Zealot Ball is just getting even massiver. Plus the fact that Charge is on the way, that's going to be a large amount of damage. And Roaches are coming, but Roaches can't shoot up, and they're armored. So the DPS from the Void Rays is actually a lot to Roaches. Plus the fact that Roaches don't do a whole ton of damage versus Zealots. I mean, they do 16, which isn't bad. Do Zealots have any innate armor? Oh, they do. They have 1 innate armor. So once they get down to actual hull damage, then they're only doing 15 damage. So, you know, it's a lot for them to have to kill as far as Zealots go. And their Cyblade is at +1, which means that they will be two-shotting those Zerglings, which is a very, very key upgrade in the game. And it's something that he has, and right now we're kind of just waiting for these armies to clash. I'm surprised that the Protoss player is not yet pushing his advantage, because he definitely had one after that last fight. I would have actually suggested he just go for the throat, because the Corruptors weren't out yet. In fact, the Spire was still getting rebuilt. He had 7-9 Void Rays versus 3 Spore Colonies? Or Spore Crawlers, excuse me. I was thinking Breedor for a second there. That's when you just push the advantage and go for the throat. Screw it. You know, he's not going to be able to do anything to you. It's really the smart thing to do. 4 Archons on the way. Archons are, of course, those heavy-hitting units that you like with your armies. They do a lot of damage in an AoE, and they just eat damage, like, for breakfast. They find it quite delicious, and in fact, it's one of their favorite meals of the day. And why is our Protoss players, like, quickly not falling behind, but quickly not doing as well as he should be doing? He should have, like, won the game by now. He has a lot of photon cannons here, but that's kind of just a money sink. I would really prefer him to just go with a lot more Zealots and a lot more Archons, or maybe even a lot more Void Rays, because Void Rays are actually very good units, especially when your opponent has completely cut anti-air production after a paltry amount of Corruptors. 9 Corruptors is actually quite small, even against like a 7 Void Ray ball. I think they might win against 7 Void Rays, but it would be a close engagement. Plus, with the fact that there are Archons and Motherships here, it wouldn't be close anymore. It would be an absolute slaughter. And here comes the engagement. The Protoss player is pushing out, and this is kind of what you want to avoid with for a Zerg player. Does he? What? He doesn't have Zergling speed? How have I not mocked that yet? I'm very disappointed in myself. Anyway, there are all of the Archons. You can see why Archons are such good units now, as all of those Corruptors just get zapped to bits. And, you know, the Mothership wasn't even here. Like, this is exactly what you want to avoid as Zerg. You want to avoid having the same supply with a lower tech on, because you will die. You need those Infestors, you need those Reloads, you need those Ultras, you need literally anything other than what you have. Even Utilisks would have done okay versus this one. It would have been a hard dance to get away from the Archons in time, but it would have been okay. I mean, this was really just a one-sided slaughter fest for a Protoss player, and I would expect to see the Zerg GG out at any point right now. There we go, well played. Oh man, he didn't even say good game, he just said well played. I'm not sure, I mean, that's like half standard. I'll give it to him. Alright. Well, anyway, guys, if you want any other Boisterous action, you can head on over to youtube.com/user/boisteroussc2. Also, if you want your games commentated, send them on into boisteroussc2@gmail.com. And if you want to post in the place where I accept the comments and reply to them before it gets shut down, because it gets shut down at like 500 posts, you better do it soon. It'll be in the description for the video below. You should all click on that and then post in there, because it bumps me to the front page, and then people read it and they're like, oh, I want to watch this guy, and then like they bump it to the front page and they're like, oh, I want to watch this guy, and it works wonderfully. You should all try it. So anyway, guys, this is Boisterous signing out.